up right now. So I don't know. I feel like there's going to be some regulations. I feel like there's going to be some rule changes going forward. There's going to be a lot of firms battling with each other, right? So I feel like there's going to be literally a repeat of what happened in FX. So a lot of firms are going to start lifting a lot of rules. They're going to start making it easier and easier to pass, so they can start um, getting more sales, and then they're not going to be making as much money anymore. So then a lot of firms are going to fall off again. It's going to be this like cycle. What firms you with? I have funded accounts with MFF, Tradeify, and I have challenges with Alpha Futures right now. Those have consistency, right? So like I'm just slowly doing those. And then yeah, and then I'm gonna be finished with all challenges, and then I'm just gonna be trading those three firms. Alpha Futures, MFF, and Tradeify. Those are the three I'm gonna be doing. But that I can have like I don't have I only have two accounts to Tradeify, but I can have five with them. And then you can get three with Alpha and three with MFF. So that puts me at 3, 6, 11 accounts. Um, but that's going to be probably my cutoff, to be honest with you. Once I have max with all those firms, I'm probably just going to chill for a bit. To be honest with you, that's a lie. I'm probably not going to chill. I'll probably just do what I'm doing now. Keep on adding challenges onto my copier with the funded accounts. And then, like, I mean, I might as well. Doesn't hurt to. These challenges are cheap. And yeah, the ROI on futures is crazy. The scalability is crazy on futures. So yeah, no, now that I think about it, honestly, I'm probably just going to continuously add more. I don't know what firm I'm going to use next. Probably, um, I don't know. Honestly, I have to look around. I'll see. I'm just using those three for now. I'll look into funded next. It's possible. Um, yeah, honestly, I haven't even thought about it. I'm not even sure. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Week ended up being quite nice for me, to be honest. I ended up doing like almost 6K across my accounts. Um, which is crazy because I was talking to some people yesterday, but if you guys remember, like Friday, okay, so last Thursday I had a big day. Like probably debatably my biggest day of the year. Um, Friday loss on live call, Monday loss on live call. Tuesday I posted in Discord. It was a very annoying BE on an oil trade I had. Annoying because I was floating so much at one point, but it didn't hit my target, so I didn't close anything and came back BE, right? So I had lost Friday, lost Monday, BE Tuesday, so I was kind of like that could have been easily a time where I could have spun out, right, and gone on tilt or over traded or over risked, whatever it is. A lot of people probably could have and would have. One second. I don't know who this is that just joined, so I gotta. One second, guys. Sorry, who is AIG61? Egg61? If you can type in chat, let me know. Marco, I miss your voice so much. Good to see you, brother. AIG61, Egg61. Let me know who this is, please. But if not, I just don't recognize your name, so I'm gonna have to give you remove you from the call. Oh, perfect. No worries, bro. Okay. What were we chatting about? Yeah, so Tuesday, I had that BE, and then Wednesday, let's go through. We'll talk about what I was going through. Wednesday, let me go into my Discord quick so I can refresh myself. NQ longs on Wednesday. Let's go over this. But yeah, I talked about in the Discord how directionally some of these trades I took this week were good. Like I was pretty confident in the direction, but the entries weren't like the delivery of price overall wasn't too ideal. And sometimes when that happens, I size down. I'm not able to enter full volume, and that's fine. It is what it is, right? I'm slowly getting more and more used to. um, like dynamic risk. So understanding there's times when to size down and there's times when to size up. So I'm really trying to take advantage of that. My biggest difficulty with it right now is when I am confident in a setup and I do add size, when I do add good volume to my trade, I tend to close earlier than I should. And it is what it is. I was talking to some good traders, some experienced guys, and they said completely normal. The only way to get over that hump, to get better at it, is to experience it, and just slowly over time you'll be able to hold those trades, right? But that, yeah, that's my problem right now. I know what setups I'm like to size into, the ones I'm more comfortable in, but my problem is I don't hold the volume as much as I should, right? And again, those are the setups where I want to be taking most advantage of, because when I am very confident, that's when I want to scale my risk. That's when I want to scale um, size into the trades, and it works, but it doesn't work as much as I want it to. Meaning, again, I don't hold to my targets. I'm not comfortable yet, so I just got to build that confidence up to hold more volume, which is fine. I understood that if I am changing up some of my risk, that there's going to be some issues, not issues, but there's going to be some roadblocks on the way, of course. So Tuesday, I took a long on NQ here. All right, so I believe I made a study on this as well. As you guys can see, you can probably already get a good idea of what's going on here. But New York stock open. Oops, right here. Well, actually, put in the replay tool some back a little bit more. Cool. So, as most of you guys know by now, I typically wait for stock open to occur. Okay, not all the time. If I'm ever in a trade before stock open, before 9:30 New York, typically not in with a lot of volume. Okay, and that's just because with the history of how I understand indices, usually, not all the time, okay, usually 9:30 is treated like a red folder news event, right? So typically beforehand, price will build some sort of liquidity before stock open and then use it upon release. Okay. So when I hop on in the mornings, of course, I want to have a good idea of what Asia did, what London did. Okay. Um, and then again, mark out where I think New York could be heading to next. Okay. So what do I do with that is you just want to mark out liquidity points, right? So literally highs here, highs here. Okay. You can see we have some sort of a liquidity block here. So it's possible for price to, oops, possible for price to trade above these highs, and maybe you'll see a reaction wherever it reacts to. It doesn't mean it's just going to sell off all the way down the lows from here, but nonetheless, there is liquidity here and a liquidity block right above. So there could be reactions in this area. So I'm marking out these highs, understanding that price could have some sort of reactions there afterwards. Marking out these highs because look what we have right above, right? And then I have these lows marked on down here. Okay, so this is basically what my whole pre-session looked like. And then I didn't really have much of a bias right now, right? All I can say is, sure, we've taken some liquidity from the left-hand side over here. We've cleared this low, so sellers are induced. So all this is telling me is we could maybe see reactions up here to induce sellers. Okay, that's it. And that's all I have. As price progresses, as price unfolds throughout the session, most of the time, not all the time, most of the time, it'll become more clear and I'll get an idea of what price wants to do and trade accordingly, right? So as of right now, again, it is half an hour before open. So it's fast forward to open price. So you can see before the open, we are building some sort of liquidity here, right? Now, again, everybody likes to overcomplicate liquidity as a whole. Basically saying there's liquidity above and below every high and low, which is just you're just setting yourself up to overcomplicate everything. If you guys simply understand this bit of price action, then you understand liquidity. Okay. The problem is everybody says they understands this, but then literally overcomplicates everything. So this bit of price action right here is literally just this. Okay, simple, straightforward. That's it. That's all. There is liquidity building in the market in this area here, and it can then right above you have imbalances. Okay, you can say this is a liquidity block of some sort. So yes, there could be reactions of some sort. Okay. Again, does it mean that we're just going to see a reaction lay down to the low? No. It depends what kind of price action we get on the way up. If price maybe does this upon open, spikes up, maybe we sell off. Why? Because there's liquidity here. Okay, so you want to react to what price is doing. Okay, you never want to just predict everything. You can anticipate things, that's fine. You can expect things, that's also fine. But you never want to just sit here and predict where price is going to be heading to next. Okay, because then naturally you'll start trying to trade with that and you'll just get obliterated. You'll start forcing a bias. You'll take an L, continuously try to fight that and buy or sell, and you'll hurt yourself like that. So we just simply react to what price is. We have liquidity marked out and that's it. That's all. So open comes in. That's fine. We get a couple 1 minute candles up. Again, we understand liquidity is above this high. Now, look, we're starting to run it and we're getting reactions. That's fine. But as of right now, what do we see below this low? Nothing. I don't see nothing. All I see is some sort of a liquidity block left for us, right? Other than that, I don't see any reason to be taking any sort of trades whatsoever. Cool. So again, we run that liquidity point over here. We're getting some sort of pullback right now. This is one whole area that could get respected, right? Again, why would this get respected? What's the intention behind this bullish move right now, right? It's coming off the back of some sort of POI for retail from the left. Okay. This bullish move from A to B. What's the purpose of it? What's the intention of it? It's to induce buyers, right? We've taken out this high. So retail expect a pullback of some sort. They're looking at this as a momentum shift. So these retail strategies will come into play right now, right? So pattern wise, they're looking at some sort of pullback into this area and longs, right? So use that to your advantage. Price gets a reaction to the upside, induces higher once more. Why is this important? It's going to induce buyers again. So scalpers are going to be zoomed into price right now. And they'll be like, okay, this is going to be an area of interest right now. You can see there's even this 1 minute imbalance. They're going to buy this thing. Okay. Price even reacts into it. Now stabs into it again. And coincidence, we go long once more. Okay. Leaving what? Liquidity. So going back to what I was just talking about at the beginning of the webinar, guys, keeping things as simple as possible. This bit of price action right here on the M1 is literally just this. Can everybody mute your mic, please? I'll just mute all, no worries. All right. This bit of price action is literally just this. Okay. Remember, just keep the shit as simple as possible. There's no reason to overcomplicate anything. Okay. Again, and this is all happening above these highs, right? So trapping anybody selling below, tapping into imbalances over here. Cool. And look what happens afterwards. Just what we anticipated, right? Again, this whole area down here is an area that buyers are looking to take this thing long, right? Maybe from this imbalance down here, this whole wick, whatever it is, you can just mark out roughly. You can just get like a rough estimate of where you want to mark out, right? Because we're not trading from this area anyway, so there's no reason to be precise. False reaction up, that's fine. Look at this little mini M1 BOS. Anyone buying below here, stopped out. Lots more liquidity below this low, okay? Now we're approaching 10 a.m. as well. Look at the time. 10 a.m. in futures is an important time for me. Why? It's when a 4-hour candle closes. Okay, so same thing with like FX. If you guys trade FX, 9 a.m. is a candle closure. So when that happens, there's a high and low printed, obviously, right? And if you, with the knowledge of what we understand about daily highs and lows all the way down to H4, H1, everything's fractal, right? So as we know, typically what can happen after a daily low is ran, you can see price move back to the upside. Okay, same thing with a daily highs ran. You can see price have a reaction to the downside. Again, not all the time, right? We're not just hopping on the daily, marking out daily highs and lows and trading off that. No, obviously we're going to go down to the lower time frames, pair everything together, and trade accordingly. So all this is occurring. You look to the left-hand side, we have this overall low, and then you have this low as well. Okay. why would this be an interesting area for us to mark out as well? Now we're gonna get more and more into it, but anyone that's taking this thing long, right? Anyone that went long in here, if they entered long positions here, okay, look how they had this bullish move up, this reaction, right? From A to B. Remember at open? Maybe they roll their stops below this low, or they go BE in here somewhere, okay, or in here, whatever it is. Nonetheless, there's still gonna be some sort of liquidity below this low. And then yes, of course, ideally it would be really nice to see all this go. Okay. But let's react accordingly. I'm gonna explain to you my whole thought process of why I took this trade still. Okay. Approaching 10 a.m. You can see the vertical line I've left here. Let me just oops. Let me clear up some of these drawings so we can. Perfect. Okay, so look how we're still trading within these areas. Now we're getting this bullish reaction up. Okay, and yes, we have taken out this previous low as well. That was printed at stock open, inducing. Oh, I just did that, didn't I? Oh, never mind, we're good. I thought I was going to remove the replay and everything. Okay, why did I mark out this area as a red area now? Simple. We have taken out this. So pattern traders, BOS, retail, smart money, whatever it is, they're going to look at this area as an area to trade from. So even if it does want to go long from here and come up there and respect it, that's completely fine. We're not trading though. Okay, we understand that we're still trading within all these traps in here. Okay, so the most highest probable way of trading is you want to wait for lows to get taken on the left-hand side as well, right? Like looking for buys right now into an internal high up here or up here. Or if you're wishful up here, you're just gonna set yourself for some low probable trades. Yes, they will happen sometimes, but you're trading like a pullback on the M1, so not worth it. Again, low probable. You want to keep your probabilities as high as possible. And then look at the timing. So M1 has this little trapping gonna occur, high taken, low taken. Perfect. And now we're approaching 10 a.m. and we look how we spike out 9 a.m. low, and now we're getting that reaction. Okay, taking out this low from the left-hand side as well. So this was very time confluence for me, meaning I had everything I want happen, right? Induce buyers, trap them. Now, we only took this low from the left-hand side. So yes, ideally, I did want to see both lows go because that would have made my confidence in this trade 10 times more, right? But that's not always going to occur. It's not always going to be the most perfect type of setup. So I understood that. And then this goes back to what I was talking about at the beginning of the webinar about like me adjusting to dynamic risk. So I sized in and I did not size in a lot. Okay. And again, the reason was because we didn't take out this low from the left-hand side. So now, I'm showing you guys this. I'm scoping out everything for you, the way I saw it, the reason I took it. Okay. Now, if this isn't a trade that you take, that's completely fine. A lot of people in the group, they make the mistake of seeing people take trades, okay, and then being like, ah, that's a trade I should have taken. Like, I got to take trades like that. And then you start adjusting your plan, adjusting your rules, adjusting what you like wrong. Okay. I'm showing you guys, I'm providing you guys the keys. Okay? You guys have to choose the doors you want to unlock. Meaning, you have to put your own plan together, put your own rules together, build your own type of confidence. Okay? Again, just because I took this does not mean all of you guys need to take it. There's going to be trades you guys take sometimes that I'm like, not something I'm too confident in taking. Everyone likes things differently. Okay? We're all different at the end of the day. So you're going to have confidence to specific types of setups, specific types of time, specific pairs. Okay? You don't necessarily have to just follow everything I do. Okay? To a T, right? Of course, foundationally, sure. But then at the day, you want to have like your own spin on things, if that makes sense. Okay? So we take out this low from the left-hand side, leaving this low. All right? Which is fine. Now I'm not going to take any sort of entry right away. I'm going to need to see price develop now. Okay? I'm going to need some sort of confirmation entry. I'm going to need to see the M1 tell me to enter a trade. Okay. So right now, again, all I want to do now is just mark out liquidity again. So I'll remove this. We understand we're trading at 10 a.m. now. This price action right here, what is that? This price action right here. Simple. That's all it is. That's all that price action is. So use that to your advantage. We know there's liquidity above this internal high here. Okay. We know that this is going to be a trap for our system. Okay. Move this line. Meaning, if there's reactions in here, should be short-lived. Should just be false reactions, right? Now, price starts playing out. We start getting that rejection after sweeping 9 a.m. Cool. I believe I went on to M3 or M5. We'll check it out. Cool. So I used M5 here as a confluence, and this area is definitely an area as I could use as an entry. Why? We have liquidity block down at the extreme. Okay, previous lows ran, leaving us a liquidity block, and now we've left the low. Okay, go on TM1, continuously play out price. So now we've taken out this high. Anybody selling this high, trapped. So watch, there should be some sort of reaction. Little reaction comes out, little continuation. Now, leaving this low. On the M1, what is this price action? A little bit intricate, which is fine. It is what it is. Sometimes it's going to be very intricate. Sometimes it's not. It's just this price action. That's all this is right here. Okay, induced higher. Now we're chopping. So soon as price did that, came back down to the low. I'm taking an entry here. Again, now the timing is pitch perfect. I love everything about this trade, but this. If this low was taken as well, guys, this is definitely a trade I'd be sizing into. Okay, because I'd be much more confident in it. Now a lot of people, probably you guys, unfortunately, in this group are going to say, "Oh, but Marco, we've taken out this high. That's BOS in the market." And no, that's a completely pattern way of looking at this. Okay, what we have right now is a trap occurred in here, liquidity, okay, and then we had a liquidity block below. Liquidity block below. There's my entry. So price comes down, sweeps out this low. I'm looking for entries right here. Okay, period. And yes, don't get me wrong, anything is possible in this situation. That's why we have confluences. That's why we have all of these tools we use in order to try and predict where price is going to be heading to next, analyze where price can be heading to next. Okay. In the grand scheme of things, is it possible that price could have sold off all the way to the downside? Sure. I mean, anything's friggin' possible, right? But that's the market, being the market, right? Everything is a risk at the end of the day. That's why we have all these tools. I showed you guys what works, what doesn't, and trade accordingly, right? So there's my entry. We end up moving to the upside quite quickly. Now, target-wise, oops, move this. So entries down the blue box, obviously. Target-wise, I'm looking for this high, or I'm looking for these equal highs. And then finally, you can look for these highs as well. Okay. Whatever you're comfortable with. RR-wise, if you guys are looking from an RR perspective, you have a 1 to 2.6 up here. You have almost a 1 to 4 up here. You have over a 1 to 5 up here. So whatever you're comfortable with, guys. At the end of the day, I'm not going to tell you guys what, where, and when to partial. It's whatever you guys are comfortable with. And if you're the type of person that likes to hold to further targets, that's fine. If you're someone that likes to bank a little bit, that's fine as well. Again, it's everybody's different, right? And that's what I need to try and get across to you guys. I believe now we kind of respect this area for a bit. Why do we respect it? Simple. Liquidity block. So there's an area sellers are looking to take this thing lower at. So we understand that. So when I was in this trade, I think I recorded it live. But when I was in this trade, I understood that retail could be looking to take entries from this area. Okay, sellers. So the market typically gives reactions for them. Where do they want to see a BOS at for them to look to take more sells? Right here. So these are all things you can anticipate, right? If price comes down, takes out this low, goes back to the highs, they want to sell again here. Okay, to take this thing lower. So you can expect all these things to occur. Price comes up, takes out this little 1 minute high, continues off to the downside, traps buyers. Here you have buildup. Then you run the buildup. You have a liquidity block below, another entry possibly over here. And boom, up we go. Fly, fly, fly. To take out first target and second target. And then the last one, actually, where I was looking for I wanted to take sells from, was above this high. And guess what? No surprise, the market's not perfect. It did not want to run for that high, and it is what it is. No sell for me. Okay, you got to stay confident. You got to stay strict. You got to stay disciplined. Since this high, my whole plan was sure this long could occur, but overall, I wanted the lows to go, and I wanted to take that short above this high. And unfortunately, we did not make it there. If I speed this up, there it is. So then the sell happens back down to the lows. No problem. Wasn't meant for me to be in it. I was actually interested in taking a sell down here. Liquidity block formed. Okay. Look what happens after that. We've reacted over here, over here, over here. Every single time we've had a reaction down, right? Look from here. 1, 2, sell off to the downside, takes out the low, induces sellers again. Price comes back up, respects this trap area again. False sell off to the downside. Look, induce sellers, trap them. Boom. Entries above this high here. But that was your sell. Yes, Preet. That's a good technicals wise, it's a good sell. Now, the problem with your entry, and that's fine. I hope you were aware of it at least. Powell was speaking at 1:30. Also, another bad thing is your timing. I believe in your plan because we've worked together in the past. This is out of your time now, but maybe you've changed some things. It's up to you at the end of the day. I can just guide you in the right direction. But this is why I didn't take the trade. Powell spoke at 1:30, and look what time the move happened at 1:30. And if you look at what's going on economically right now, fundamentally right now, obviously you guys have seen some wild moves in the market the last week or two. The last thing I want to be doing is taking a trade a minute before Powell speaking. To be honest, I set the limit, so I'll chalk it down as a lucky one, I guess, right? It's nice that it hit TP, but it could have definitely been a double-edged sword, especially if you were trading this on FX. Futures wise, I've never really gotten, I've never gotten slipped at all, period. But Forex wise, if this thing spiked up a little bit, that could have been a big L for you. Okay, so yes, chalk it up as a lucky one, but just be aware next time, obviously, right? From a technical standpoint, yes, this is what you want to see, right? Da Vinci, look, a liquidity block formed, and you have your build up, and then you have the trap running it. Yes, anywhere above this high we have marked on, right here, anywhere above this high is valid for a sell, for sure, because of the liquidity block supports your sell entry. And then you look to target these lows here would have been not really too interesting for me to target just because of how close they were. I would have maybe looked for you have this inducement low down here. And if you wanted to get a little more further, again, you have this structural low, something down there. So I would have just waited for price to come down a little further just because this move down to these lows is only 330 ticks. It's nothing I would have been too interested in just closing out full at. Okay. But again, I gave you my reasoning as to why I didn't want to take this sell. All right. Again, for extremes, you can look at it even from this perspective now on the M5. It looked really nice for price to come above this high. That's where I would have wanted to take any extreme entries. Okay. And to be honest with you, if we just stabbed above here, I would have taken a blind entry, stop above. Okay. Just like this. Boom. And like I was talking about, down to these lows, not too pretty. So holds to hold to something on the left hand side. Boom. That would have been my trade right there. I had a limit there. Yeah, it is what it is. Now, mark my words. And actually, I don't remember if no, we haven't traded back to this area yet. But remember this. I can almost guarantee you that there's going to be some sort of reactions once we come back to this high. So keep an eye. Okay. Whether it's going to be a short term intraday move or scalp move, whatever it is, there's going to be a reaction. I'm like 90% sure. Not a 100%. Obviously, there's no such thing. But I'm very confident in a reaction above this high now. So keep an eye for the future. Should be good. But yeah, that was my whole thought process on this whole day of trading on Wednesday. Um, but yeah, not every trade, guys. You have to understand that there's going to be specific setups where you're more confident than other times, and that's fine. That's trading, right? That's not all because of sometimes the setup as a whole. It could be something happening in your outside life. Maybe mentally you're down. Maybe you didn't sleep as well, so you don't feel 100% mentally. These are all factors that could come into play to affect your confidence in your trading, right? Maybe you had a fight with your partner, your spouse. and you're not feeling too good, you're feeling a little bit emotional, so you don't want to size in too much, right? Why would you want to be entering full risk, full position, or even a little bit more than the usual when you're not feeling 100%, right? There's no reason to, right? You want to be taking advantage of the market when you're 100%, when you're feeling very confident in the setup as a whole. That's when you want to be taking full advantage, right? But there's going to be times when that doesn't occur, and that is what it is. But you also have to understand. I had three trades this week: Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I ended up trading every single freaking day, which is I'm not really used to, but I'm staying disciplined as a whole, which is nice to see. But I took a trade Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's not Friday, sorry. Jeez, Wednesday win, Thursday morning and PM. I took trades, so three trades, all wins, and not all full volume. But now looking back, these small wins can total up too. Like just these small wins was, uh, looking back, 1800, 1700, and then ends up being 36. So 36 plus 17. Yeah, so it ends up being almost 6 grand. And in three trades that I didn't have normal volume on. Yes, I could have made 6 grand on one trade I was confident on, right? By sizing up a little bit more. But why would I do that if I'm not overall confident in the setup, right? So something you can take from this call today is understand that yes, there's going to be setups that look beautiful sometimes, right? And I know you guys know that feeling. Sometimes when you're in one of those trades that play out, everything works out to a T, right? Entry, stop loss is perfect placement. The move occurs, like you predict everything to a T. Those are the ones that you're like, wow, like those ones feel good, pat on the back. Sometimes there's going to be trades you enter. You're like, yes, it could run long from here, but I don't love it. Size down a bit. There's no problem because for myself, my perspective of this is the size down kind of entries, the entries I don't really use full volume for. Um, they kind of buy me an opportunity for when my pocket aces come, my golden setup comes, when I'm super confident, I can size up. Those small trades give me the opportunity to size up. And then when those trades play out, that's when the profits roll in. That's when I'm having big weeks. That's when I'm having big months. Doesn't happen all the time, but those are the times you got to take advantage of. That makes sense. Cool. So yeah, that was any questions on this day of price action, guys? Covered it all. Nice, yeah. Unfortunately, yeah, like I said, guys, the sell I wanted to take was above this high. Didn't occur. What did occur was going into YM. These man, and I honestly I beat myself up that I didn't take a look at YM this day because this is beautiful stuff right here, right? Um, Takes out highs from the left hand side. Boom. Liquidity block formed, right? What do we want to see after? Build up. Build up. Stabbed. Look at the lows we left. Anybody long in this thing, they're entering positions down here, all right? They're entering longs. Boom. Runs all the way up, spikes the sellers out, hunts for the buyers. Like, this is textbook stuff right here. But unfortunately, again, I wasn't looking at YM, and I'm gonna beat myself up because this is like my bread and butter kind of setup. This is like the textbook Da Vinci. Not only um does it look good, but it was played out to a T. Like the delivery ran up and ran down. And like again, these are the entries I size into right here. This is the example where I friggin' I want to put the house on these trades. Don't put the house on these trades. But these are the ones I like to size into, right? These are the ones that if you're doing a challenge, sometimes a challenge can get passed in one trade. If you're trading your funded accounts, these are when the profits, these are when the payouts tend to be a little bit bigger. But maybe for some of you in this call, maybe it's not this setup, right? Everybody's gonna find their own thing they like the most. But these are the ones I'm the most confident in. These are the ones I like to size into. They don't 100% always work, but they do for the most part. And when they do work, they look the cleanest for me. So it is what it is. Put the bank loan on. Pass my challenge on this one. Let's go. Love to hear that. Was that your MFF one? Great target would have been right here, by the way. This wick. Perfect. Personally, what I would have done was I probably would have closed 25 to 50% below these lows, 25 to 50%, and then full position. I'm out there with a lovely, lovely trade. But yeah, this is all it takes sometimes, guys. Unfortunately, NQ, I was looking at NQ, it didn't want to give us the high, but YM did. Sorry, guys, one moment. I'm getting a call. Guys, I need to cut the call short. I have a little emergency I have to tend to. I'm sorry. That's okay. Yeah, guys. Um, yeah, listen. Give me 2 minutes, guys. I'll see if I can sort this out quickly, and I'll be right back. Just give me 2 minutes, please. Fuck. Sorry, guys. Damn. Sorry about that. Yeah, everything good. My girlfriend called me and she got home and her dog wasn't inside or outside and it got out, but like she was driving around and finally found him. So yeah, I don't know. I might have had to drive over there, but we're all good. She just found him now. Sorry about that. Never friggin' a dull moment. Um, market makers coming for Marco. Don't kill me. Um, cool. But yeah, YM ends up delivering this textbook. Even like look at it, you could have taken it on any single time frame, honestly. H1 right above this wick, and then if you go down and open up the price action, anywhere above this high would have been perfect, right? And again, targeting the lows here, where we engineered liquidity at. Why did we engineer it? Retail sees this as BOS, so they're entering positions in this area. Okay, so it's simply just building liquidity at the lows for us. That's it, and you use that to your advantage. You target. Um, And then, unfortunately, I wouldn't have taken this entry either because of Powell, but you can see the M15 having builds a liquidity block, level of liquidity taken, entry in here. But again, that is oops, that is with how did I do this? Oh, there we go. That is right before Powell spoke. So thank God, bro. Yeah, that's never fun, honestly. And I know she was getting stressed out because her old dog, same thing happened and it got hit by a car and passed away. So I know she was starting to stress out. All right. Cool. YM. Let's go over YM quick because I took those two trades yesterday, AM and PM. Yesterday? No, Thursday. Jeez, this Friday bank holiday slash Friday off was confusing me. Okay, sorry about that. All right. Now YM. Look at the timing as well in this trade I took. Same thing I was talking about at the beginning of the webinar, guys. It's keeping things as straightforward as possible. Low taken, high respected, move away. Boom. Level of liquidity for you guys. Okay. And you have imbalances right above. Internal highs up here. Fine. Whatever you want to mark out. So, but we understand there's a level of liquidity here. Price has bumped its head into it once, twice, and sold off. Okay. Sweeping out previous 4 hour low. I know that because candle closes right here at 10 a.m. right? And it's low right here. So I usually like to see price reverse, especially if we're running a level of liquidity, which obviously we have. Okay. Leaving again, not only have we run liquidity, but we've left liquidity. Okay, and that's the important part. We need to have a reasoning to move higher, right? And now if price came up, stabbed these highs and sold off, why would I look for a long? Right? There's no liquidity above this high. So, but we have left liquidity. So obviously we can look for longs. This again, entry wasn't super clean. Sure, with the benefit of hindsight, I could look back and been like, oh man, I should have entered so much more risk. But in live time, let's be realistic here. It wasn't pitch perfect. Okay. It didn't look like that YM Da Vinci setup that I was showing you guys earlier. But we've left internal liquidity points here. I can see we have taken out a high, respected the low, went higher. So simply this. Okay. I'm looking for longs below this low on I believe, which I honestly am not really on the M3, but I think I was just zipping through the time frames. But I noticed that we have again this area down here that you can look for entries. Y, low taken, low built, liquidity block below. Okay. So anywhere in this blue box, and then again, if you go on the M1, you can see Y. This would be okay. Take the low out, take the low out. So I'm taking an entry down here. Boom. Play around for a little bit. That's fine. Take the entries below this low. Anywhere in this blue box works. If you're late to the party, no problem. If you want to wait for an M1 to close, there's an M1 closure there. Stop still stays below the liquidity block, and you're targeting anywhere above. Okay. Most likely you want to be targeting the highs up here. This would have only been a 1 to 2.5 if you took it off this candle close. If you allowed price to pull back a touch, there's your 1 to 3. Okay, so you can still sneak it in if you like waiting for a candle rejection. And we would just be targeting these highs. Okay. One thing you can anticipate and expect, boom, check this out. Liquidity block. Okay. Which means there's definitely going to be an area sellers are looking to take entries from. Mark this out. So if there is reactions, should be false. Okay. And should just be building liquidity for us. Fortunately, it was building liquidity for quite a amount of time here. It is what it is. Finally, we spike up the lows. And boom, target hit. Okay, so unfortunately, the delivery here was kind of booty. It's kind of slow. But I understood that this was going to be all false reactions. Okay, per my system, of course, it's not just 100% going to be false and long. Sometimes it's going to go back down the lows. It is what it is. That's a higher time frame direction. It's the higher time frame direction. But in this case, just build liquidity at the high for sellers, and then boom, up to target to sweep the liquidity that we left in the AM. And then my PM session trade, boom. Internal low taken, sellers induced, sellers trapped. Okay. Don't forget the high we have on the left-hand side here, that where we're getting this reaction from. Sellers induced. Now we need to see price above this high, right? Now mark out liquidity here. Simple stuff. Look, BOS, retail, entering positions down here. Okay. Again, BOS, price comes back into this area, goes long. liquidity below this low. So keep it nice and simple. We can just put a blue line here. There's liquidity here. Okay. 4 hour candle closer, again, just because I memorized it, would be right here, 2 p.m. Look, we just spiked the high, but look what we've left. So early sellers right now, looking to take this thing lower. What's this PA? I hope you guys are noticing just how straightforward this can be sometimes, right? This PA right here, structure, boom. So structure liquidity left here. Look at that blue line, stabbed, high tapped, or sorry, high ran. Now we're getting that reaction to the downside. I believe I was on the M3 again for this one, which is again not too typical of me, but you have this whole area up here. Now, again, you notice how some entries aren't as clean as others, right? It doesn't mean I shouldn't take the trade. It just means maybe size down a bit. Okay? Because again, the direction's there for me. The entry isn't pitch perfect. Okay? Price comes into this area. You can look on the M1. It was anywhere above this inducement high. I waited for price to stab it here. So one entry was taken as soon as we took it. And then once we had this bearish reaction to the downside, I was confident to add one more. Add it a little bit more. But again, stop always above the liquidity block, right? I'm not just going to tuck it above this high and get greedy. So whatever, we can say we entered average position in and around here somewhere. Stop above. Now, my whole plan with this was to target these lows. And then if you look right below, there is a liquidity block right below this liquidity, right? So there could be reactions in this area. So what I did was I marked out this low as well, partial, partial. And then my last target where I was going to close one more con would have just been down here. So that's how I framed out the whole trade. Do we induce higher once more? Maybe. Nope. Boom. So there was a partial there. There was a partial there. And that last target was going to be down here. Timing was getting gross now, though, because look, 3:15, I can't trade on my futures accounts after like 3:50 or 4 p.m. or something. So I have like 40, 45 minutes. So my last entry, I'm just rolling my stop down. Okay. It's not something I usually do, but since I just can't trade anymore, like my account's going to just close out everything, I'm just rolling my stop down aggressively. I think I have my stop above here or something. Um, and yeah, partials again, blue line, and then price came up and I believe tagged me out here, which is funny, right? And then goes to my last target. But I didn't care. Look at the timing. Like it was right when I shouldn't be trading anyway. So I didn't really care. I already paid myself a lot from these the two partials. Okay. But yeah, that's it. 2 for 2. Actually, it was 100% strike rate. One here, one here. Okay, very simple stuff. Liquidity taken, targeting liquidity. Liquidity taken, targeting liquidity. Right? As simple as that. The thing is, a lot of people in the group, especially, people are like, liquidity's taken, right? High taken, but there's no liquidity down here, and they're still looking for sells. Like, why? Why would we do that, right? You need to make sure there's a reasoning for us to go short. You need to make sure, in order for us to take longs down here, what are we targeting? Right, we're targeting this. Okay, so make sure there's that reasoning, that logic to your analysis. Cool, perfect. Hope you guys enjoyed the call. We're gonna wrap up here for the weekend. Happy Easter to those celebrating Easter. Happy holidays. Everything resumes, I believe, back normal on Monday. Let's double check. Monday is normal, yeah. For futures at least. I know there's a bank holiday for pound and euro, but I will be back trading. We're gonna have a live call Monday. And then I fly out Tuesday. I'm away for the week, but Elijah and Abid will be on live calls with you guys Wednesday and Friday. Obviously for the premiums. For the other guys, unfortunately, you won't have access. But yeah, live call as per normal Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And yeah, we got news. Let's take a look quick. News on, so nothing Monday and Tuesday. So it could be slow days. News on Wednesday, not volatile news. Thursday, unemployment claims, which is typically shaking up the market quite a bit. So keep an eye on that. And Friday, Nothing actually. So I don't know. Not too. Still think it's going to be a good week, right? Because I'm not too much fundamental news occurring. No FOMC, no NFP, none of that stuff. So good one as always. What is that holiday actually? Which holiday? Friday Euro holiday. Not too sure. Italian banks will be closed for Liberation Day. Yeah, I'm training every day next week. Well, I'm gonna be on the charts. Well, if I can, sorry, I'm traveling, so I'll try and be on the charts as much as I can. But yeah, there's every day is tradable next week. Is there any discount on WAP for Easter Day? No discounts right now. There is discounts on Alpha. If you guys, again, if you're doing challenges right now, take advantage of Alpha's discount right now. It's 30% off, which is crazy. So even if you're trading one account and you plan on doing more, buy one and just bank it, right? And I'll give you a little tip. Keep an eye in the Discord for the premium members. I will start running giveaways every single month. I'm going to be giving away four funded account or four challenges every month. Um, Keep an eye on the Discord. Well, I'll be announcing it either today or tomorrow. But every single month, I'll be running giveaways for the group. Again, it's going to be for premium members only, of course. So, but four accounts, four 50K accounts per month. So you have a good chance of winning some accounts. Alrighty. But yeah, keep an eye on the Discord for that. Any future announcements. Yeah, just trying to help out as much as possible. I know these challenges can get pricey sometimes and stuff like that. But it'll be out. It'll be with Alpha Futures, of course. That's huge. Okay. How to win that account? It's for premium members. So you just have to be a premium member, and I'll have like a couple other rules you have to follow. But other than that, it's not going to be anything crazy. Just giving back to the premium members as much as possible. Exciting, huge, yes, sir. It'll be good stuff. And me and Abid have a lot friggin' planned coming, so good stuff coming in the future. But yeah, we're gonna shut down here. Hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend. Happy Easter again. Um, don't have the rule about Insta. I'm not on Insta. You should be good still. You should be good. All love, boys. Take care. We'll talk soon, and I'll see you guys back on our well, a few of you guys on our live call on Monday. All right. Well, we'll see what we can do then, Tian. Okay, guys, take it easy. Ciao, ciao.